Have you ever found yourself standing at a crossroads with two paths in front of you? One path is easy, but it's the wrong one. And the other? It's tough, really tough, but you feel it in your gut. It's the right way to go. Today, we're going to jump into some of the big ideas from the book Right Thing, Right Now. I mean, really think about that. That split second when you have to tell a difficult truth, knowing it might stir things up. Or maybe that moment when someone innocent is getting the blame, and it would be so much easier to just stay quiet, but your conscience is screaming at you to speak up. In that single moment, what do? It's easy to think that our lives are defined by these huge, life-altering decisions. But the core idea we're exploring here is that our life is actually the sum of thousands of tiny, seemingly small moments. It's all about the choices we make, especially when we think no one else is looking. And that leads us right into our first big idea. What's the most valuable thing you will ever have? It's not your bank account. It's not your social status. Nope. It's your character. Okay, let's break this down because this is so important. Reputation, that's external. It's what people think you are based on what they see. But character? Oh, character is the real deal. It's who you actually are when the doors are closed and no one's around. And that is what truly defines you. Let me give you a really simple example. Picture this. You're at a shop, you buy something, and the cashier accidentally gives you an extra 100 rupee note in your change. For just a split second, you might think, hey, free money, who's gonna know? But then that little voice inside speaks up, and you do the right thing. You give it back. That small choice, it isn't really about the 100 rupees. It's one more brick you just laid in the foundation of your character. And that's really the heart of it, isn't it? All those little moments we brush off as unimportant, those are the very moments where our character is being forged. They're the building blocks of who we are. So if that's the case, how do we actually build that strong character from the inside out? Well, it all starts with learning to listen to that inner voice. This next part is all about the internal virtues, the battles we fight inside ourselves every single day to uphold them. We're going to zoom in on three absolute pillars here. Courage, which is about standing with the truth, honesty, which means being true to yourself, and discipline, the strength to do what is right, not just what's easy. These are like the internal support beams holding everything up. Just think of courage like a muscle. It's not about not feeling fear. It's about acting anyway. Let's say you see a coworker getting unfairly blamed for something. Staying quiet is safe. Speaking up could be messy. But every single time you choose to speak the truth, you're doing a rep. You're making that courage muscle stronger. And discipline, well, that's simply choosing what's right over what feels good right now. So your friend calls, awesome movie plan, but you promised yourself you were going to study. That single moment where you say no to the movie and yes to your commitment, that's discipline. And here's the kicker. Discipline isn't about restriction. It's the ultimate form of freedom. It's freedom from your own impulses. All right, so we've spent some time looking inward. Now let's shift our focus outward. Let's talk about how our character actually shows up in the world and affects our relationships with other people. And this really comes down to a couple of crucial virtues that put our character into action: empathy and kindness. This is all about how we decide to treat the people around us. Here's a great little story about empathy. You're stuck in a super long line, getting more and more frustrated with the slow cashier. But then you overhear that they just received some terrible news this morning. In an instant, all that anger just melts away and turns into understanding. That's empathy. It's choosing to see the why behind someone else's behavior. And kindness, it can be so simple. Think about a waiter who's clearly stressed and having a rough day. You could just pay your bill and walk away, or you could look them in the eye, offer a genuine smile, and just say thank you. Those two little words might seem like nothing to you, but they could completely change that person's day. So now, let's zoom out a bit. Let's look at the bigger picture, the long-term consequences of all these little choices. This isn't just about who we are today. It's about the legacy we're building, one moment at a time. See, building character isn't something that happens overnight. It's a lot more like planting a tree. You have to water it every single day with these small acts of courage and honesty and kindness. You might not see much growth at first, but you have to trust that under the surface, strong roots are taking hold. This story really nails the idea of purpose. There are two stonemasons, both doing the exact same work. You ask the first one what he's doing, and he sighs, "I'm breaking stones." But then you ask the second one, and his eyes light up as he says, I'm building a temple. Same task, totally different perspective. Your why changes absolutely everything. Think about it this way. A very wealthy man passes away, and almost no one shows up to his funeral. A poor school teacher passes away, and the whole town comes out to mourn. What's the real difference there? It's legacy. A real legacy is never measured by what's in your wallet. It's measured by the love and the principles you leave behind in people's hearts. So, after all of this, what's the big takeaway? Where does this all lead? It leads right here. Life is not some predetermined path. It is a constant, continuous series of choices that we make, moment by moment by moment. So in the end, what is character? It's not some fixed trait you either have or you don't. It's a practice. It's a journey, not a final destination. It's the active choice to do the right thing, over and over again, in all the small moments that make up every single day. And here's maybe the most beautiful and hopeful idea of all. It doesn't matter what mistakes you made yesterday. Your past does not have to define your future. Every single moment is a brand new opportunity, a fresh start to choose differently, to choose better. Ultimately, it all boils down to this simple, powerful truth. The best time to do the right thing? It's always, always right now. The power to build your character, to live with integrity, it all exists in this exact moment. And so I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. In this very moment, in the very next choice you have to make, whether it feels big or small, what are you going to choose?